Do you have all the right tools in your toolbox? How about when it comes to technology? IRS regulations require that real estate investors have active and material participation in their projects to maximize their tax benefits. This means they must have a system to track their involvement in each project, including hours and expenses by property. We've created an application to track your time and your expenses associated with each one of your projects. We also have the ability to track your files by project and by category. Notice in this Expenses tab, you can view your expenses chronologically, or you can use the drop-down filters to refine the listing to show specific project expenses. Let's do McKesson and 200 Park Avenue. You can also search across all your projects by vendor to get a snapshot of the expenses by vendor. Let's say Home Depot, for example. Any representation of your expenses in the view can be exported to an Excel spreadsheet or emailed to an email address that you enter. Click the Email Report button, enter an email address and some comments, and click Continue, and the system will automatically send that spreadsheet to the email address you entered. If you have a partner on a specific project, if they ask for a breakdown of expenses, you can quickly and easily send that summary with one click of a button. To create an expense, click on the Expense button. We have simplified the entry of data by using calendar pickers and type ahead drop-downs showing previous values entered. Required fields are indicated with a red circle icon, and when the validation is satisfied, the icon turns to a green check mark. Enter the dates, choose a category. IRS recommends separating expenses into residential or industrial, but you can use this category field for anything you want. Attach supporting documentation by uploading files from your computer or taking a picture with your smartphone. When you enter the cost amount, you have the option to include travel. Clicking on this button will display additional fields to track additional cost incurred relating to the expense. Remember to enter the miles driven so you have adequate records of the true cost of each expense. The mileage reimbursement rate is set by the IRS, and this system is automatically updated each time the IRS makes that change. Click Save to return to the expenses view. To track your time, click on the Timesheet tab. Notice this view has similar search and filter options, but instead of searching by vendor, you can search by employee. Similarly, the time cards can be exported to an Excel file or emailed to addresses you enter. This can be either a manager or a client. In order to email a timesheet, you must first choose the month and year. Let's choose January 2021. Notice that when you click on the Email Report button, you get a dialog box that allows you to refine the date selection. Here you can choose a subset of the month chosen by selecting the start and end date. This allows you to send a time card for a period less than the entire month, a week for example. Then enter the email address you want to send this report to and enter some comments and click Continue to send. This will create a time card summary for the date selected and send it to the email addresses entered. To create a time record, click on the Timesheet button. Time is created one entry at a time. Again, the fields have been automated to facilitate entry using date pickers and drop-down choices. Enter the hours worked, choose the client, project, category, and enter a description, and then save. Notice in the view, if the comments are long, there will appear a More link. To see the rest of the comments, simply mouse over the More link to have the complete text displayed. The last section is a very powerful section to help you manage your projects. It allows you to upload files and create a library. The filtering in this view allows the rapid location of specific files and documents, as well as a type-ahead search that searches inside of document titles. Let's search for drawings. Notice that the title does not start with the word of the search text that was entered. This library can include your brochures, estimates, proposals, references, and banking information, as well as project-specific files. The cool thing is that if you need to get these files to someone when you are out and about, you can simply put a check mark next to the files, click on Email Selected Files, enter in the email addresses and some comments, and click Continue, and the system will automatically send the files checked to the email addresses entered. Think about how impressed your recipient will be when they receive that file immediately, rather than waiting for you to return to the office to send them via email. To add a file, click on the Add File button. The date defaults to the current date, and you only need a description or a document title, and to choose a category. And of course, attach a file or take a picture from your smartphone. You can add some comments to describe the file in more detail and even link it to a client and/or project. Click Save to return to the file list. This application was designed to work on a smartphone. As you can see, everything fits on the screen. Using your smartphone for entering documents is further simplified when you can take a picture of the receipt or document when creating an entry. You have your expenses on one tab, your time on another tab, and your files on the last tab, all sorted and categorized by client and project. Make sure you have the right tools in your toolbox to make sure that you're adequately prepared for what's ahead of you. Please contact me for a demo to find out how you can start using this tool to track your projects.